Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fat Mascara. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I'm Jen Sullivan. It's a podcast about beauty culture. You know what you clicked on.
What's up? I'm Jess Matlin.
Yes, you are. Well, it is the first full week in May, and the first Monday in May was on Monday. And I don't know if you're in the fashion and beauty worlds, you know what the first Monday in May is.
What is
It's
it?
Met Gala.
Met Gala Monday.
Met Gala Monday, where the celebrities actually wear fashion and don't just do boring red carpet gowns. Just kidding. I find it really fun because I like to see how everybody did the themes. And this year, in the prep going up to Met Gala, I did an interesting story. I thought you'd be interested in. I have to share. So I asked all the derms and doctors and makeup artists and hairstylists I know, like surprising stories of getting ready for the Met. It has gotten so extra, the prep that people are doing, like beyond Oscars level prep, to the point that I heard stories about in-flight tanning sessions. People are getting the facial done and the spray tan on the plane on the way there. I'm assuming that person flew private. I heard stories
We
about...
assume. We only have to assume that Delta didn't have a tanning bed in business. Yeah.
I also I don't know, like I feel like you're so dry up there, and then maybe that's good. It feels like a closed area though. Do we want to be getting out an aerosol spray tan gun on the plane? I don't know about that. But the other thing is there's lots of these concierge doctors now in New York City, on call for moments like this. And I was talking to one of the doctors. Her name is Dr. Amanda Kahn. And she said, here's a little secret. Maybe people know this. I actually heard somebody talk about on the red carpet, but people are off-label using beta blockers, the blood prescription drugs, blood pressure drugs, before red carpet. A lot of celebrities do this.
Well, I mean, a lot of people I know are using beta blockers just for to get through the day.
Yeah, so
it's like life's too stressful, just to get through a damn PowerPoint presentation.
So that's the thing. They're using them. They don't have high blood pressure, but they're using them for these stressful or anxious situations. That makes sense to me, a big work presentation. But clearly, how every time a camera comes out, I look ridiculous in front of it because I'm like, I don't know how to pose. Maybe I've never taken a beta blocker, but that's why they look so chill. Do you ever see those video versions of the red carpet photo where the flashes are going off and people are screaming their name and they're just calmly gazing at the camera and turning slowly?
Yeah.
I am never going to look at those videos again the same because I'm going to think to myself, that person's on a prescription medicine right now.
Right. Instead of having a glass of champagne, downing it in the car before or the house before going out, a beta blocker, it's giving you the calm. It's knocking out the effects rather than, so you're not slurring your speech or red face or whatever and acting like a fool.
In fact, it helps with redness is what this doctor told me too.
Right. The redness. So I used to go on HSN to speak and sell Lucky magazines.
That's right.
DM me if you want to know more information about this chapter in my life. But I'm not explaining this any further. But I used to be on HSN at 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. And I would get not nervous all the time, thank God. That's why they allowed me to keep doing it. But once in a while, I would get this weird feeling of, oh my God, there's 8 million people watching at that point in time. Yeah. And then I would have a moment where I would get nervous.
Yeah.
And my friend who would go with me from Lucky was like, babe, just take a beta blocker.
Wait, even back then people were doing this?
Beta blockers are very common, very old. This is not
my editor at the Cut was like, yeah, everybody does that. I was like, I didn't know that.
No, people are they're doing it all the time. I'm saying I'm not saying the whole country's taking beta blockers, but it's instead of doing hard drugs or taking drinking wine before you go out, it's just cut the foolishness, but lose the side effects of being nervous.
Well, she was telling me last year she has a VIP who had left her prescription at home, had traveled to New York City for the Met Gala, called the office, freaking out. So she has Madison Apothecary on speed dial. She has a relationship with them. They're actually 2 blocks from the Met Gala. I wonder how many of this, if this happened this year.
That's funny.
So she calls in a new prescription for beta blockers for this VIP, and then the pharmacy had a messenger, had to go, you know how there's like the guardrails along the side of the Met Gala steps, had to go and do a handoff to the team of the celebrity with the new set of beta blockers so she could pop one before she did her walk. Because like she had come to rely on it. I don't know. At that point, I'm like, it's not going to work that quickly. I mean, it does work fairly quickly, but it's also just like the placebo of like, okay, I took my thing. Like, I feel like I'm okay, you know?
I think we're just like so cut off from our like emotions and like not, and we just like, we'd want so much instant gratification. I mean, I do think that nerves are like, you know how charming it was when like Jennifer Lawrence won her award? I'm like, oh, she's so real. She's so real.
And she accepted her Oscar years ago and was like so nervous.
Yeah. You know, just when people are like kind of real, like it's like, I'm not saying that people can't use things to help them manage true emotions like stress, but it's just interesting. And this is not a criticism of Dr. Amanda Kahn or anyone who needs true things to help them like manage their feelings, but it's just like remember it's like there's an app for that. It's like there's an app for that. Like
there's a drug for that.
Yeah, it's like
I know.
Like we just want everything to be like palatable and like camera friendly and like cut off from having an experience. I don't know.
My vet gave Wolfgang, she was like, before he comes back for his next vaccine, here's an anti-anxiety med. I was like, my dog doesn't need anti-anxiety med.
Oh
She's
my
like,
God.
Well, he's nervous and maybe then he won't be. P.S. Wolfgang had the opposite reaction and he got it and he was like,
he flipped out.
It was like I guess he was less worried about like being in the city and all of a sudden he turned into terrier mode and was like sniffing everything and really confident, like more energy than he usually has. And I was like, I don't know if this worked the way it was supposed to.
Anyway, was it an oral medication or a topical?
Yeah, he took a little pill, but I don't think he needs it again. As for the celebrities, who knows what else they're taking? But I thought that was interesting that...
I know, I'm like, newsflash, celebrities take drugs, you know?
No, but like that Met Gala prep, and this was the story I ended up writing, was like, it has gone so far, it's so cute if you think they're just getting hair and makeup. Like they are getting mesotherapy, fat transfer, tanning, new teeth, whatever it is.
What would you get? What would you get? If you were going to the Met Gala, what would be on your hot list?
It depends on the dress. I'd be so excited to wear something like amazing. You know what I mean? And then if I didn't look great in it, I don't know. Maybe I'd do some sort of mask. Set of wings. I don't know. I just think it'd be so cool because I've never worn like couture. How much fun would that be? That part of it excites me. What are you going to get? What would you get?
Something, I want a really comfortable dress and I would want flats. I'd wear flats. Would you wear flats or no?
Oh no. I'd be in like high platforms.
Really?
Oh yeah. I have helpers helping me up the stairs. You saw how it was on Monday. Come on now.
I'd wear maybe like pearly flats, like with like beautiful real pearls or something.
Are you wearing a floor-length gown?
Absolutely.
Well, then no one's going to see your flats in the photos.
That's true. Yeah, floor-length gown, maybe ballet slippers or something. I like my toes free.
Okay. I love that that's what you're thinking about, the comfortable footwear.
Yeah. And
she's already on the beta blockers. They have kicked in and she's just going for comfort.
Beautiful, fresh makeup. And then I would want like really cool hair.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they were also talking about how now when they prep, the whole thing has to be done around like there's probably somebody with video there because it's probably some brand sponsored the glam and they have to get the video. Like it's a whole thing. But happy Met Gala week to all who celebrates. Little information that I thought was fun and new, but apparently everybody else already knew about. So there's that.
No, I don't think everyone knows about it.
My editor said the same thing. She was like, that surprised you? And I was like, I guess. I don't know.
I don't think the country's on beta blockers. I think it's a very specific group of...
Yes, which clearly doesn't include me, but maybe now I'll get some next time I get nervous. Okay, shall we talk about the beauty news and the beauty culture?
Let's do it.
Oh my God, I just came up with the best pun for this. Guys, I'm just making the headline on the fly here for my first news item. You'd have to be in a cave if you haven't heard about Caveman skin.
Good Lord.
So bad.
Please forgive my friend, but
this is like
she knows not what she does.
The beauty culture talks, everything for the last 2 weeks. And I don't know why people are so intrigued by the story, but every meeting I've had with anybody, they want to talk about Caveman skin. What is caveman skin? According to one TikTok user, it's when you don't wash your skin, you don't put water on your skin, your facial skin, for 6 weeks. And what happens? Your skin resets. What does that mean? Well, according to this person, it purges and you can see the flakes coming out. And basically what she claims is that this is my skin resetting it. This is my barrier
Did she make this
rebuilding itself. Yes. I have talked to derms. Multiple people have countered this online. If you don't wash your skin at all for 6 weeks, yeah, it probably won't look great, but you're not going to look like what this woman showed, which is some sort of like texture to her skin. So what's interesting to me is, by the way, don't do this. At least splash your face with water because of oil. And some manual exfoliation is going to happen anyway when you're sleeping. Your face is going to brush against your pillow. There's no way you're going to have this much flaking on your face as she did in the video just from not washing your face or using water for 6 weeks. But what got to me was the Reddit sleuths, the TikTok sleuths, people get so invested in wanting to like debunk things. And so they were like finding old posts of her where she's done other sort of viral skincare moments. And what this made me think about is like this bigger thing of people are going on social media and they're doing something literally just to go viral. Like there's no way in hell this woman was like, I really need to reset my barrier. I'll do this. Oh, it happens to be interesting. I'll film it. She did this to film it. It's a whole new thing. Remember Meredith Duxbury, who used to put the foundation on, like so much foundation?
She put on the Jones Road one incorrectly.
Many of them. That was her shtick for a while.
I don't think she realized it was a shtick. I think she did it wrong.
No. Girl, no. That's her shtick. Pouring serums all over her face, like sarcastically. Absolutely. That's her vibe. She still does it to this day. She'll like put a serum on and it'll drip down her face. And so like everybody else who thinks she was like being serious, joke was on us. She also shaved off her eyebrows recently.
Ew.
I'm just trying to say like the bigger picture of some of these beauty trends. Before you click on it and want to get involved, remember why people are doing things. If you look and it's an account that has like so many followers already, to me that indicates this is a person that knows what kind of videos will go viral. The ones that I trust are like, oh, this person has no followers and all of a sudden like a product recommendation of theirs just really hit a mark with people or like something they did. But this woman was already an influencer. She's already done other things like this, as Reddit found out. And so I was just like, I don't want people to think this is a real thing. Caveman skin is not a thing.
I think this is a really stupid time in beauty. Sorry, what it is.
As I was writing up the prep notes for this, I was like, I can't believe I'm writing these prep notes right now. But I think that people start asking questions because it percolates into the real world and people are like, wait, should I not wash my face or touch it or put water on it? Also, how does showering work if you have caveman skin? Like if you're doing this?
This is like,
you like tilting your head back and like
this is grasping.
So anyway, that's my advice. Just like think about where these ideas are coming from first. Okay, let's talk about wedding season. It's wedding season. We just had your anniversary, right?
Yes, yeah. Long time now. 7 years.
We're coming up on mine. Mine's May 31st. Pinterest just put out their wedding season trend report. So I was like poking around at the beauty stuff to see what's hot. This year, the big thing, hair flowers.
Like real flowers, like in the hair?
Yes.
It's like very Rodarte.
Very Rodarte coded. Boho wedding hair flower searches are up 324%. Hairstyles with flowers up 149%. The funniest part to me, can I just say, this I think is Pinterest messed up here. Something called foliage hair, like everybody knows what foliage, right?
Yeah, sure.
Landscaping is up 79%. I am 100% calling bullshit on this trend. If you search foliage hair on Pinterest or anywhere, do you know what comes up?
Dandruff?
Balayage.
Oh, interesting.
So I was like, wait, what's going on here? And I put together in my head, I can totally see why someone, so balayage is.
Balayage is, I feel like, more earthy. Like,
well, balayage is a highlight.
Yeah.
It's highlights where you sweep on the color, hand painted. The sweep, that word, balayage means sweeping. But you also put foils on highlights. So I could see somebody thinking like they got that technique or maybe even coining the term foliage, thinking it was foils and balayage combined. But there's no such thing as foliage putting like ferns from the centerpiece in your hair. It's not a thing.
I think these are two different things.
I think it's not a thing. Foliage hair is not a thing.
No, it's not. Foliage hair, I also don't think that the hair community is like looking at foliage hair. I think hair flowers, boho wedding
Yes.
hair is totally in step with what's happening in fashion, which is the return to boho. It's Sienna Miller. It's Kate Moss at Glastonbury. It's Chloe's collection coming back. It's all of that makes sense. Foliage hair, I cannot comment on, but I don't actually think that's a thing.
Yeah. I didn't realize boho is making a thing back in fashion.
Boho is a huge trend right now.
It's huge right now. Okay. That like kind of goes
It's
against
Birkenstock being like, a top shoe again.
That's been a top
Well,
shoe.
It's been a top shoe for a while,
life,
but like,
as you know,
Birkenstocks are like a staple, but like boho is back. That makes sense with the hair. Also, I mean, I know Meghan Markle might be a polarizing figure, but in the conversation, flowers on food. It's in the ether. So
I love an edible flower.
Yeah, edible flowers. Why not put it in the hair?
I had one time I got to be a ring. What are they called when the little girl walks down the aisle?
Flower girl.
I was derp. Fits into this trend. I was a flower girl for my aunt's wedding. She wore, so this must have been 83 or 82. She wore a flower wreath on her hair, and I got a flower wreath for my hair. Like the little, do you remember the round? And they would twist it around. And it had baby's breath, of course, because it was the 80s and we loved us some baby's breath.
Yeah. That's so precious.
These days, I would go probably more with like a calla lily, like a striking, I don't know, I'd want like one, or maybe like one big peony at the back of a bun.
That's pretty.
Kind of vibes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you do floral hair? You didn't have any flowers on your hair, did you, when you got married?
No, I had a like a conventional
You had a little veil.
thingy, yeah, which like blew off in the wind.
Did it?
Yeah, and my mom was like, the veil. And she like,
we the audience didn't notice.
No, because my mom was holding on her lap.
Oh,
it fell
cute.
off like in the wind. But I had fresh flowers on the cake. My wedding was kind of like, it had like flower. I mean, every wedding has flowers.
Yeah,
so.
my wedding cake had fresh flowers too.
Yeah.
Fuchsia peonies. Look at us making it about cake when it's really about hair, Jess.
So yeah, I think it's right on trend, the hair flowers.
You heard it here first. Okay, let's go to Science Corner. Okay, so glutathione has been on my radar. It came up first because a derm I was talking to mentioned it as something she does for her clients when they're prepping for the Met Gala. She does mesotherapy. Have you heard about mesotherapy, by the way? I have. I didn't know about this. Like it's injections in the mesoderm with good skincare ingredients like antioxidants, in this case, glutathione and others. That's part of her prep because it makes the skin look really great over the short term. But the same week that she was talking about this, I actually saw a big research study in everybody's favorite journal, Cosmoderm, and they were doing a whole review of glutathione in all its forms, topically, IV, mesotherapy in this case, and what it works for. And basically what they were saying is the research is kind of out on using it as an IV, but topically it can be a skin brightener, a skin lightener, and might help with wrinkling as well. But the most interesting to me part was the author, Sharon Gupta, was saying, yes, this might work, but we have like an ethical thing we should just bring up here. He said, quote, ethical concerns arise regarding the promotion of skin lightening and brightening agents, as these may reinforce colorism and unrealistic beauty standards. It's not the first time, but it's definitely rare for me to see like an academic journal where they're giving you information about a skincare ingredient, but then also saying, yes, this works in this way. We need more research in these other ways. But also, do we want this? Like what beauty standard are we reinforcing here by promoting this ingredient? And glutathione, by the way, is not the only thing that brightens and lightens
I was about
skin,
to say,
right?
like, vitamin C brightens. Like, there's tons of brighteners out there.
I mean, kojic acid, hydroquinone.
I wouldn't pinpoint this ingredient as bum, bum, bum. Did you hear about this? There are lots of ingredients out there and lots of treatments that is a byproduct.
Right. So to me, I just was interested to see, and I should look at his other writing to see if he does this in all cases. It's just one of the few times I've seen as someone's doing an editorial or talking about an ingredient, not just talking about the science of what it does, but talking about the ethical and social considerations that go along with it, which usually is reserved for psychology journals and
Right. This feels like a
sociology journals.
sociologist.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say he's obviously like an academic, but he's a
He's a
dermatologist.
dermatologist. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, this doesn't feel like it's his primary wheelhouse. So yeah, it's interesting. I get your point.
I mean, and we're seeing more people are getting double board certified, right? In psychiatry and dermatology, excuse me. So I think just derms in general, skincare becomes such a big part of our lives. They're starting to talk about all the ways it affects you.
But wouldn't it be interesting if,
Posit me this.
I mean, if somebody, I'm not talking about a specific example, but like, okay, if a plastic surgeon, if they started talking about how their industry also affects people psychologically, he's talking about it on a very specific scale. This ingredient could have this effect on people's psyche. But if you are somebody who performs liposuction, if you are somebody who performs nose jobs and you're writing a paper, what else could you feel compelled to say? If you're somebody who prescribes weight loss medicine, like GLP.
You know, they do say body's dysmorphia sometimes when they are talking about those things, plastic surgeons and the like. They talk about those concerns.
I don't hear it as a primary message. I'm not criticizing it. I just think that you're bringing up an interesting point that, like, hey, this guy is addressing a sociological issue. You know what I mean? Like, and is it their job to do that? I don't know. Is this like the first of many, or is this like an exception to the rule that we'll never see again?
Yeah, because it's not just psychology, it's a public health. He's presenting it as a public health. We dermatologists, do we want to present this to our patients when it could reinforce bad beauty standards and stereotypes? Says the plastic surgeon that's giving everybody a Eurocentric nose. Like, right, I see your point. Like,
yeah, like
but maybe more doctors should be thinking that way.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe they should, but like that's a totally different weight that they have to carry.
Yeah. And I think because this was the kind of paper where he was doing like a broad look at glutathione, not a specific study he was researching, it was just touched upon so briefly. But I was like,
Yeah.
well, that's interesting. But it is an ingredient I know you'll be seeing more of. It's included in topicals. And I know some of those IV drips, like out in Vegas, you know how they have the IV drips like for when you're hungover?
I mean, they have them here in Hoboken. They're like around every corner. So yeah.
Do you have an IV drip place in
Yeah,
Hoboken?
yeah.
Have you ever done that?
No, I'm uncomfortable.
Never done that either.
I feel like I would have some kind of weird reaction, or it wouldn't work for me.
The doctor we had on for Med Spa Mayhem, she was very adamant that nobody should be getting IV from a storefront. So just going to remind everybody that episode if they hadn't heard it. Dr. Kate.
I shouldn't say every corner. That's a little bit of exaggeration, but there's a few
I
places.
think we knew you were being hyperbolic.
I know.
It's okay.
Okay.
Do you know what might be on every corner in your town? Because we're doing some local news. A like 8-foot by 3-foot poster of an armpit that says, scratch here to smell.
Lovely.
What am I talking about? Billy, the brand known for their lovely. Their new campaign for their 24-hour deodorant that comes in 5 cents includes posters all around New York City where you can, maybe Hoboken, I'm not sure, where you can scratch and sniff an armpit. Why would you want to do that? Well, people want to do it because it smells good. They have 5 cents. Cotton Cloud, Santal Blossom, Cocovilla, Lavender Milk, Tidal Rose. Maybe it's Cocovilla. Sorry, I made it Spanish. Cocovilla. It's spiced vanilla, coconut cream, and sunny sandalwood. That's one of the deodorant scents. Well, if you want to know what they smell like, you can go walk up to this poster, scratch, scratch, scratch. It's actually kind of funny. It's not super gross. I think it's cute. Who's ever heard of like that big of a scratch and sniff before?
What's the point of this? So that we can smell before we buy?
This is what we call marketing.
Is this guerrilla marketing? No, I don't know.
Well, the buzz, like, because think about it, like it's the street. Instead of making, how many times have we seen the oversized product as the activation campaign? I mean, Victoria's Secret just did one. Kim Kardashian has done one. They put the big thing in the middle of Union Square, and it's like, wow, it's a supersized whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we can't figure out how to use our marketing activation dollars, beauty brands. This actually felt novel to me.
It's charming and whimsical.
I love marketing that's like new and fresh that I haven't seen before. I hate the Me Too-ness of it all.
We all love fragrance, and I bet you we're going to see a lot more fragrance in the wild. So that's pretty cool. That's
Yeah, I think of,
pretty cool.
remember when we first started working in magazines and like every other page was a scent strip?
Oh, that's like when you'd get your big Vogue or big Allure in the mail and you'd open up the poly bag and then immediately would just be like, oh my God, what are the fragrances? You'd rip it open and start smelling the thing.
Oh, and I used to pull out the pages and then like rub on my wrist and hope that counted as I wore it that day and to see if it smelled like it. I just thought if they wanted to, this would be funny. Like picture the magazine print ad and the scent strip, and it was the armpit right there. So you had to like open up and sniff the armpit of the magazine. Like that's what they basically did, but as a poster. They could take this to many levels with the scratch and sniff. I could keep going with this.
So many levels.
Yeah. So anyway, Billy, we're talking about you. So clearly your marketing is working. And that was my local news because that's in New York. But those posters actually, by the way, are up through May 16th, I just read. So if you're in New York City and you see a big poster that says sniff here, it's not a joke. You can actually do it.
All right, everyone, it's Razor Wand time. We've got Lucy from Brighton. Lucy, you sound so lovely.
Hi, my name's Lucy and I'm calling from Brighton in the UK. And my razor wand is a coloured mascara. Now, I don't consider browns and berry colours to be coloured mascaras because they're far too natural. No, my coloured mascara is electric blue. And I've been wearing it for the last couple of years. And I get so many compliments. I literally can't imagine myself ever wearing black again. But the mascara of choice is Lash Clash by Yves Saint Laurent in blue. It's a volume mascara as well, so you only really need one coat. I love it. I couldn't be without it. I take it everywhere. I literally could raise that mascara wand so high to the sky, the blue sky. And my second recommendation would be, you mentioned a lady rang up with needing a recommendation for a multitasking product. And I'd like to recommend Trini London, who has a multitasking stick. So you can pop it in your handbag, but it does cheeks, eyes, and lips. I'm not sure if Trini London is available in the States, but I'm sure that there's going to be somebody over here that will be able to post overseas. So good luck with that. And yeah, I think big up to the coloured mascara, but when I say coloured, I mean coloured. Okay, loving the show. Carry on doing what you're doing.
Okay, Lucy, we do have Trini London here in the U.S. She is alive and well. Her brand is alive and well. And we actually had Trini on the podcast before. So for anyone who wants to hear more from Trini, who I just find to be a force. She is a force, man. Please have a listen. She also opened a store here in New York, downtown in Soho.
I'm sure they have the multi-use sticks there as well.
Her stuff is great, and she is great. So thank you so much for those.
I love how plugged in you are, Lucy. Just commenting on two things we talked about last week. Razor wand to Lucy. All right. Are you ready for your razor wand?
I'm ready.
Are you going first? Am I going first? What's happening?
I'll go first, okay? Only because I'm so excited to just spit this out. So I know lots of folks are into the brand Saie, Saie. All right, this is like a very popular brand, not breaking beauty news here, all right? So much that one of their top products, the one that I'm going to recommend, is called, they call it the Viral, all right? It's kind of already the name. They're like, this is pre-approved, guys. The Viral Cream Balm Bronzer. It's got on their own site over 1,300.
Wait, the word viral is in the product name.
They obviously...
Take us back 20 years ago. If someone said like a Latin form of virus will be in the word for a beauty product, and you would just be like, what are you talking about?
They'll be like, no, thank you. I don't,
continue.
Picture just a big like COVID looking virus in it. But they're quite confident in their own product that they're naming it the Viral. But also maybe it's an SEO moment, but a play
SEO
there.
Play for sure, yeah.
Regardless... Razor wand, Sun Melt, the Viral Cream Balm Bronzer. Full disclosure, I met somebody at the brand. We were chatting and they said, well, do you try our products? And I was like, I actually don't really know a lot of your products. I know people who love them. And she sent me some stuff. And this one far and away is my favorite. I use Fair Bronze. It's a neutral shade for fair to light skin tones. And I can confidently tell you, I probably could have even gone a little bit deeper. Fair Bronze is so light that like I can smush it all over my face and I don't look silly. And the best part is it's really hydrating.
How does this compare to the Westman drops we heard about from you last time?
Oh, no. Oh, that's fair. Oh, yeah. You're like, which one do you like, Jess? You're like, okay, which one?
No, or maybe they're used differently. I don't know the product form. Talk to me.
Okay. The Westman drops, they come in like 3 shades or so. I think the 3. Those are darker. The lightest one is a lot darker than the Say Sun Melt.
Is the Sun Melt a liquid dropping
No, it's
product?
a balm. And
Okay, so there's a big difference right there.
Yeah, this is a different format. Okay. Okay.
Shades aside, we have a format difference.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a left right. Okay, really quick. Let's do like a chart. Say Sun Melt, it's a balm. Westman drops, it's a drop, and it's a liquid drop. It's not a moisturizer. It's like you best moisturize before, okay? And then you put that on because it's like a tint. It's a tint. It's a liquid tint. The Sun Melt, you're going to want to moisturize before, but this is very moisturizing. Very moisturizing. Then after I put it on, I feel like I'm balmed up. You know what I mean? It feels like there's a soft balm. With the Westman drops, I feel like I am sporty and I'm kind of more of like almost like a matte look. It's more matte.
Okay. Both are bronzers, right?
Yes, but
in the world.
But you need to be less precise with the Say. The Say I can put on and really just be like.
So more color payoff with the drops.
Hell yes.
Less color payoff with the balm.
Correct.
Balm sounds a little bit easier to use as we're discussing.
Yeah. And you can use it all over your face. The other one, I can use it a little bit all over my face, but I just need to be a little bit more precise. But I think also the staying power with the Gucci Westman is longer, which makes sense.
And I bet if you got a brush involved, which I know you very rarely do, like you could drop it on the back of your hand, get the brush in there, and then it would just be quite sheer.
Yeah. Also, the price for Say is a lot cheaper. For Say, it's hold on, let me hook you guys up. Hold on, the price, $32.
Okay. But the Fair Bronze is your jam.
I really like it. And for some of you who are more like really beauty obsessives and like what's going on the whole landscape, this is, I would comp it to, it's not the same, guys. Okay, so don't come at me. But this is like your cheap and cheerful version of the Chanel bronzer. Remember like the Marie Claire like runway to, what was it called? It had like a cute name.
High-low?
No, it had a cute name.
Lux and Less?
Something like that.
Lux and Less. Yes, we still had that going when I worked there.
Okay, so it's called Lux Less. The Chanel that Big Mama bronzer balm. This is like
in the jar, like a creamy moussey kind of thing.
Yeah. This is your Less.
Wow, look at you loving the bronzer this spring.
Babe, I'm inside I'm inside a lot.
So you need to look like you're. But also,
I'm on the computer. I'm on Zooms. I'm on calls.
Yeah, but you used to do powder bronzer. Neither of these was powder. That's interesting to me too.
You know what, ladies? You know what it's like.
What's about to happen? Oh God.
I feel like you need more glow. Like I feel like the powder robs the glow as time marches on. I feel like
want the dew factor and the moisture of the balms and the drops.
Mm-hmm.
This goes to your cream blush and how much you love creams over.
Love a cream.
Wait, did I tell you this story? Is it Erica Metzger who told me this? That she was interviewing, I don't know if I should share this with you. She was interviewing a makeup artist and was like asking for a tip. No, it was Kate. It was Kate Sandoval. Okay, it was Carolina Gonzalez. And she said that she asked for like a cream blush. Carolina gave her one. And then she was remembering a story from another makeup artist who said, I can't remember who it was, who was like, you freaking beauty editors, you always want a cream blush. Like,
that's really funny.
It's true though. We always ask for like, what about a nice cream blush? Like since back in the day, that's just like, it's just such a pick me up. And like, what's your favorite cream blush? And apparently the makeup artists are not happy with us. They're like, why you always got to be asking for a cream blush?
Because it's easy.
Because it's easy and it works. And you just dab, dab, dab and you look fab.
Dab, 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 and you look fab.
You know what?
TM.
Somebody works in marketing out there, and you can use that. You can bring that to your boss and say, I've got the new line for our summer campaign. Dab, 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 and look fab. You can have that.
That's so benefit. That's so benefit coded.
You're welcome. Is it a little too, I don't know, so it's not feeling fresh anymore, but there you go. You know what? If your boss doesn't like that, junior marketing executive that's listening, you can blame me. Then you blame me. So, I heard it on Fat Mascara. Sorry, I thought it was a good idea. So, yeah, either way, it's a win-win for you. Should I do my Raise a Wand?
Yes.
Okay, I have a non-beauty product. Actually, it's beauty adjacent because I found out about it at Air Milkshake, which is this lounge that this beauty marketer extraordinaire Marta May runs, where you can come and learn about new beauty products. She was one of the original founders of Dew. She's no longer with Dew Skin, but she always has like new beauty things I haven't heard about, new products, and she presents them to influencers and editors, and we chat and we learn about stuff. Bachan's, I'm sure you've seen this at Costco because their barbecue sauce is like off. Like people love their barbecue sauce. But I did not know Bachan's has an original Japanese dipping sauce. When I tell you this stuff is the most addictive, delicious stuff, here's how we used it last night. I had fancy grilled cheese night at my house, which is when I'm feeling lazy, but I get out the sourdough bread and cheddar instead of American cheese and white bread. So we made fancy grilled cheeses, and I was like, what's this original Japanese dipping sauce? We dipped the grilled cheese in this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry if I messed you up by saying the barbecue. That's their other product. This product, the flavor profile, it's sweet.
The
and
flavor
savory.
profile.
It is umami, but with a tinge of sweetness. And I'm not usually a sweet person, but you know, whenever there's a fancy grilled cheese and they put like a fig jam on it or something, and it's just like it balances the cheese. This on a grilled cheese to dip in, oh my God, it's so yummy. I want to put it on everything. It has miso, it has sesame in it.
I like miso.
A little bit of mirin for sweetness. I don't know what else is in there. It's not garlicky. It just tastes like, it's almost like that peanut satay dipping sauce from Thai cuisine, but without peanut. Picture that and make it Japanese. And that's Bachan's Japanese dipping sauce.
I'm going to have to try it.
Oh my God, with the grilled cheese, you will thank me.
Okay.
I don't think that's a recommended use. I'm not sure what they originally want you to dip it in, but that's what I'm saying you should dip it in.
All right.
Actually, it's making me really hungry. I would say get your beauty sleep, but I think you should go get your beauty like lunch, food, whatever, right?
A little snacky snack and then tuck yourself in.
Yeah, get your beauty sleep.
All right.
We hope you enjoyed the show.
It's your reviews and feedback that help us make the podcast even better. Head over to iTunes to rate and review us or email your thoughts to info@fatmascara.com.
We also want to answer your beauty questions and hear what products you love. To share a Raise a Wand product review or to ask a beauty question, email us at info@fatmascara.
If you send it as a voice memo file, we can even share your voice on the podcast. You can also do that by leaving us a voice message. Our phone number in the United States is 646-481-8182.
Thanks so much for listening.